In this operation, the troops of Operation Hadin Kai, OPHK, wrote another chapter of bravery. We're looking at a sophisticated, multi-coordinated attack by ISWAP terrorists that was not only repelled, but turned into a disaster for the terrorists themselves. But to truly understand the gravity of this, we need to look beyond the headlines. Where did this happen? Who are these soldiers? And what does this mean for the average Nigerian going about their daily business? Stick around, because we are breaking it all down. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, a quick reminder. If you care about the security and progress of Nigeria, make sure you hit that like button. It helps this channel grow and spread the word about the real heroes of our nation. Also, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on these critical stories. Let's get into it.
For those who might be new here, let's quickly contextualize. Operation Hadin Kai, which translates to cooperation or joint in Hausa, is the code name for the military's counter-insurgency operation in the northeast. It replaced Operation Lafia Dole. Its primary mandate? To wipe out the remnants of Boko Haram and the Islamic State West Africa Province, or ISWAP. These are not just militias, they are a well-organized, ideologically driven group that thrives on chaos. They have been terrorizing communities, kidnapping school children, and disrupting the peace for over a decade. Now, according to the news we are analyzing, on the night of Sunday 8th March and into Monday 9th March 2026, ISWAP decided to test the resolve of our troops. They launched what the military described as multiple coordinated attacks. This wasn't just a hit and run, this was a full-scale, simultaneous assault designed to overwhelm the military. The locations targeted were Delwa, Goniri, Kukawa, Mainok, and a troops' harbour position deep in the Sambisa Forest. I want you to pause and think about the geography here. We're talking about locations spread across the theatre of war, from the fringes of the forest to major towns. Why do you think the terrorists chose to attack multiple places at the exact same time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your theories. Was it a distraction or a desperate attempt to reclaim relevance?
Let us also visualize this. Imagine you are a soldier stationed at one of these bases, say in Kukawa. It's a quiet night, and suddenly all hell breaks loose. But the challenge isn't just in front of you. The report states these attacks were launched simultaneously from several directions. This is a classic insurgent tactic. They call it probing. They try to find a weak spot in the perimeter. They want to test your reaction time. They want you to panic. ISWAP in particular has become known for using vehicle-borne improvised explosive devices, VBEs, car bombs, and heavy artillery to soften targets before sending in their fighters. The report mentions they used heavy firepower. This means they came prepared. They likely planned this for weeks, moving fighters and ammunition into position under the cover of darkness, hoping to catch the troops off guard. But here is where the narrative shifts. The report describes the troops as undaunted and firm. These are soldiers who have been in the trenches for months. They know the terrain, they know the enemy, and more importantly, they know their duty. Instead of breaking, they held their ground. They began coordinating their defensive actions across multiple fronts.
While the ground forces were engaged in what must have been intense firefights, we're talking bullets flying, RPGs exploding, they went alone. This is the beauty of modern joint operations. As the terrorists pushed forward, the ground troops called for support. And who answered? The air component of Operation Hadin Kai. Think about the timing here. Air support at night is incredibly difficult. It requires precise coordination so you don't hit your own men. But the Nigerian Air Force has honed this skill over years of warfare. They arrived timely and provided decisive support. Imagine the psychological impact on the terrorists. 1 minute, they think they are breaching a base. The next minute, the sky is roaring with jets and bombs are raining down on their staging areas. That coordination between the soldier on the ground with the rifle and the pilot in the sky is what broke the back of this attack. The report says the terrorists were forced into a withdrawal after suffering significant casualties. That's military speak for they ran away, leaving their dead behind. And what did they leave behind? Let's look at the loot. 2 PKT machine guns. These are Soviet-designed general-purpose machine guns. They are reliable, deadly, and a favorite of insurgent groups.
Recovering these means taking serious firepower out of their hands. 6 AK-47 rifles, the standard infantry weapon, 8 RPG bombs, rocket-propelled grenades. These are designed to take out armored vehicles and fortified positions. The fact they left these behind means their retreat was extremely hasty. 4 mortar bombs, indirect fire weapons used to hit troops from a distance. By abandoning these, they've lost their ability to harass the base from afar. That is a significant haul. It represents not just a loss of equipment for ISW, but a massive logistical failure. You can't just buy these things at a shop. They have to be smuggled or stolen, often at great cost.
Now, we have to address the most difficult part of this story. War has a price. While we celebrate the victory, we must mourn the cost. The report states, regrettably, the engagements claimed the lives of some brave and gallant soldiers, including an outstanding officer in Kukawa, who paid the ultimate price. Let that sink in. Somewhere in Nigeria tonight, a family is grieving. A mother has lost his son. A wife has lost her husband. Children have lost a father. These were not just statistics. They were men who volunteered to stand in the gap so that we can sleep peacefully in our homes. The officer mentioned specifically who died in Kukawa, died in defense of our nation and the protection of innocent citizens. He didn't die for territory. He died for people. We must never let their sacrifices be in vain. It is because of their bravery that the terrorists did not succeed in overrunning those towns. It is because of them that thousands of civilians in those communities are still safe. This is the point where I ask you to do something small but powerful. If you are watching this video and you appreciate the military, please take a second right now to type RIP Heroes or God bless our troops in the comments. Let's fill the comment section with prayers and support for their families. It shows that Nigeria sees them and appreciates them.
So, what happens after the guns fall silent? This is where the professionalism of the military really shines. The report confirms that despite momentary breaches in the defensive perimeters at Goniri and Kukawa, meaning the terrorists actually managed to break through the fence or barriers for a short time, all locations remain firmly under the control of Operation Hadin Kai troops. The terrorists did not hold an inch of Nigerian territory. But the operation isn't over. The military is now in the exploitation and pursuit phase. This involves 2 things. 1, follow-up operations. Ground forces, backed by the air component, are sweeping the areas where the attack happened. They are looking for fleeing terrorists, hidden caches of weapons, and gathering intelligence on the attack planners. 2, cordon and search in communities. This is crucial. The report says wounded terrorists were discovered seeking refuge in neighboring communities. Think about that. A wounded terrorist is desperate. He might hide in a barn, an abandoned house, or even try to blend in with the civilian population to get medical help. The military, working with local vigilantes and intelligence, is going village to fish them out. This prevents the terrorists from regrouping and rearming for another attack. What do you think the military should do with these communities where the terrorists are hiding? How can they balance finding the bad guys while ensuring the innocent civilians aren't harassed? It's a tough job. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
You might be sitting in Lagos, Port Harcourt, or even abroad, thinking, this is happening far away from me. Why should I care? Here is why. Security is indivisible. When the Northeast is unstable, it affects the entire country. The Northeast is an agricultural hub. Instability disrupts farming, which drives up food prices nationwide. The report specifically mentions the goal is to ensure lasting security, peace, and economic stability. When terrorists attack, people flee. They become internally displaced persons, IDPs, putting a strain on resources in other states. National morale. Every time our military wins, it sends a message to the international community that Nigeria is capable and resilient. It attracts investment. Every time they lose, it empowers criminal elements everywhere. This victory by Operation Hadin Kai is a win for every Nigerian. It proves that our military is adaptive, brave, and capable of handling complex, simultaneous threats. The soldiers are described as vigilant, motivated, and committed. They are denying the terrorists freedom of action. That is the goal of counterinsurgency. You don't just kill terrorists, you take away their ability to move, to plan, to terrorize. In conclusion, what we witnessed on the night of March 8th and 9th was a testament to the resilience of the Nigerian spirit. ISWAP terrorists threw their most coordinated punch, and they hit a brick wall.
They lost men, they lost weapons, and most importantly, they lost the initiative. Yes, we paid a heavy price. We lost brave sons. But their sacrifice has inspired their comrades to continue the pursuit. The fight is not over. Cordon and search operations are ongoing. But the message is clear. Operation Hadin Kai is in control. We must continue to support our troops, not just with prayers, but with our words and our morale. Do not let social media be dominated by those who only criticize. Let us also celebrate the victories, no matter how small they seem. If you made it to the end of this video, it means you are a patriot.